Wait a minute. The sound's not coming in. Okay, my bad. I had the microphone off. Thank you for telling me, somebody. All right. All right. So I'm going to skip through the intro really quickly. The microphone was off. Yeah. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for telling me. I'm usually pretty good about that. All right. It happens to everybody. Happens to everybody. All right. Thank you for telling me, folks. Hey, no problem, Dot. Thank you for informing me. Thank you for informing me. All right. Well, okay. All right. Back. We're back. Hello. All right. I probably missed a few people. I skipped through here so quick. All right. You missed all my good intros. I didn't really say much. I just said hello to everybody. That's all. Welcome in, name omitted. Yeah. All I really did was just say hi to everybody. All right. Hopefully I didn't miss any. Okay. Now you folks can hear me. All right. Keep you in suspense, right? Okay, well, now that I've told everybody my deep personal opinion on all those controversial subjects, now we can finally get to the rest of the show. Okay, so anybody, that's the only time I'm going to be saying that stuff. So hopefully you heard it. All right. So let's pull up. So tonight, what do I have tonight? I've got two main subjects for tonight. I've got Anna, Glitter and Lasers, who has done yet another video. And this is probably the most interesting one yet, discussing her so-called health journey. Like I said last week, her claims that she's eating 1,800 calories a day. And let me put up a picture of Glitter and Lasers for anybody who's not familiar. This is Glitter and Lasers. She claims to be eating 1,800 calories a day and walking upwards of 2 miles daily, and is unable to lose any weight. We've discussed it. We've looked into it, and she's going to explain to us yet again how this all works, because I'm confused. She says that she has lipedema, which makes it impossible to lose any weight despite being 300 pounds overweight. But she just doesn't ever address her obesity. She only ever talks about her lipedema, and I don't dispute that. It sounds like from what I've heard that she does in fact have lipedema. But what about addressing her obesity? At which point is she going to address that, considering that is finally the main cause of her issues? Yes, I'm just that kind of dork. I like my adult contemporary, my soft rock. She's breaking the laws of physics, right? Thermodynamics. Anna doesn't understand this. So let's put on some video. Enough of me just talking, because this is, I know I was silent for the beginning. But before I get to Anna, we have some breaking news. Before we get to Glitter, Foodie. Not that she's lost weight, but that she is apparently getting a divorce. Yes, no, maybe so. Let's hear it in her words. I've got here an edit of Foodie's latest video. This is just kind of the highlights. Let me pull up the edit. This is from let me get the name correctly here. This is from Just Saying, I think, is the one who did the edit. Yes, Just Saying did an extended edit on this. So I'm going to use her edit, and I'm going to put up a link to it as well, because I like to give credit where credit is due, because I appreciate her sharing the edit with me. So let me put up the link. Yeah, exactly, Kidney J. Calories in, calories out does not apply. Apparently, if you have lipedema, you are immune to all forms of weight loss. Not only can you not lose fat, apparently you can't lose muscle. You can't lose anything. Just it's impossible to lose weight. You'll stop eating, you'll starve to death, and you'll die of starvation while weighing 500 pounds. Apparently. She's changed to I'm confused, right? Because now, what was originally, I don't remember what the original title was, but I remember it was called Bad News or something like that. Okay, so let's get it started. And if you're sick of Foodie, I'm sick of her too, but this is big news. I got to cover it. Now I'm interested a little bit. I'll admit it. Okay, so let me enlarge the video, and hopefully it should be showing.
That's the news. Just not something meant to be. That's all I can say. I'm better off alone.
These are.
Oh my god. I'm gonna be like off to the side so I can,
All right. So hopefully the audio is coming in pretty clear. I know the original is very quiet, so it might be just a little bit distorted because I think that's from the audio being boosted.
Hi, everybody. I have such a bad headache. I'm not feeling well. Oh my God. I'm going to be like off to the side so I can, you know.
Let me speed it up a little bit as well.
No, I'm not okay. It's so hard to pretend to not be to be okay. Like, I don't want to show it.
Is the audio quality good for everybody? Because that's part of why I chose this one. It's a little bit of distortion, but at least it's nice and loud. And the original was very quiet. So I'd rather have a little bit of distortion as long as it's louder.
I ordered food because I need comfort. It's so sad, I know, but I don't care right now. I'm moving back home. I'm going to be on my own. I'm going to be like single. And like we're separating.
All right. So that's the big news. We are separating. I'm moving back home. I'm going to be single. Is Foodie fishing for sympathy? Is she doing do you think she's doing a visa run? I'm going to give you my theories in a minute. And I know some of you have already discussed this. I was in Kenny J's. We were talking about this a lot too. But going to share my theories on this now. First off, she says we're separating. Isn't this the third time? Like, why is it this time such a big deal? In the past, when she went back to Canada, it was just, I have to go back for my health and I'm going to come back. Yeah, I'm just going to keep coming back to Kuwait. Now she's making it sound like she's never going to come back to Kuwait. I mean, is that the way she's making it sound? Yes. Is that what's happening? Who knows? Let's hear a little more.
I don't want to talk about why. Like, I want to respect privacy in that way. Yeah, I wish I could tell you why. It's just relationship stuff. So.
Oh, Foodie's vaping off cam?
That's it. Yeah, it's done. It's
I
like
didn't
really
even
done.
notice it. I was so caught up listening to her words, I didn't even notice her do the vape off cam. But I don't know why. Maybe like somebody in the chat there just said YouTube. Maybe
I won't say why, but I have respect for myself. So
yeah, maybe Gemini. Welcome to Grab
the most
Apples.
tragic thing, I think the thing that
if you're not sick of
hurts me the
Foodie yet,
most
here's
about
more.
ending something like this is.
But one thing for anybody though who is already sick of Foodie, this is an audio boosted version. So if you want to hear it a little bit louder, you're going to at least be able to hear it.
When you think you're living something that you're not. So that's it.
Ooh, I like that theory, Nutty.
Just not something meant to be. That's all. That's all I can say. I'm better off alone. Honestly, I'm better off alone.
I'm better off alone. That's a big statement to make. That's very different from in the past where it was always, I'm going back to Canada. I need to take care of my health. I still love Salah. I'm still married. I'm nothing's changing. I'm still coming back, but I just have to go back to Kuwait for my health for a little while. Why is it this time? Is it so final? Maybe I'm repeating myself, but that's for anybody just coming in. Why is it this time that Foodie is acting like this is it? She's acting like it's done, like she's never gonna see Salah again. Did he maybe do something? She doesn't seem to have much anger for him yet.
I have a lot of work to do on myself, and I'm like 40, and I have a lot of health issues.
Welcome in, Bags.
And
oh
I
wow!
just want to be in peace, like to deal with things.
5 weeks. Goodness, I'm going to say a prayer for you, Mags. I hope you could get some good news soon. You don't have to share anything if you don't want, but just hopefully get some good news and stay strong there. I didn't realize it's been that bad. That's really bad. And maybe we can get some hearts in chat or something in chat for Mags. Hopefully she feels a little better.
Without any kind of pressures. Sorry, I really didn't want to cry. Like, I really didn't want to, but I'm going home very soon. Yeah, please don't insult Salah. It's not anything. Like, it's not anything like he did. It's just, I don't want to like insult him. I want to respect like our relationship enough that I just need to be alone. Okay, that's it.
This is okay. This is a very critical line. I'm going to read the chat really quick and then we're going to go back and listen to that. Did she catch him cheating again? I really should do a poll in the chat. I'm going to do a poll in a moment, but I think that's I'm going to ask. Yeah, absolutely. And welcome in again. Name admitted. If I didn't welcome you in already, and name admitted's picture. That looks like the tastiest little cookie. That looks so good. Yeah, absolutely, everybody. 100%. 100%. All right. Let's let it run.
I don't know, Amber. I guess I'll be okay. Yeah, and I don't want to go on a plane for 13 hours. I'm just hell numb. I can't take Julia until I have a place. Like, I'm gonna be homeless. Where am I gonna put my pets? Which sucks, I know. Yeah, the flight is like, it's like a 16, 17-hour day. I don't know what I'm doing, Kiki. I have no clue yet. It's just best for me right now, honestly. No, I'm not backtracking. I just want to hurry and get home, I guess, this time. And
welcome in, look up. Oh, sorry, computer's on the fritz. Hold on. Welcome in, Rosebud. Welcome in again, Dot. It looks like she got punched in the eye. We won't know until she goes back out. Maybe that's what Salah did. Maybe Docta. I hope not. Welcome in, Jamie. Hopefully you're having a good night. If Easta thinks personally she's being kicked out of Kuwait, if that's the case, that would be very interesting. And that would explain why the finality of it, why she's acting like it's over. She's never coming back, right? Welcome in, Wooly. Hopefully you're having a good night. I love that bird you have for your picture there. Yeah, the visa run. That's a theory as well. I love everybody sharing your theories. That's one of my theories. One of my theories is that either Foodie got rejected on her visa or some kind of the health issue, because I know Kuwait has been allegedly cracking down on that. They finally cracked down on her visa status. And that's why she knows she can't go back. Because that would explain the finality of it. Because in the past, she'd always said, oh, I have to go back to Canada, but I'm going back to Kuwait. This time it's, I'm going back to Canada and I'm separating, and it's what I need to do. So let me rewind this for just a second, because here she made, in my opinion, I think a very telling statement.
that's hard because, like,
and also, let me post this link once more. This is a link. I got this video compilation from Just Saying, this edit, rather. And yeah, definitely check out.
I don't know what I'm doing, Kiki. I have no clue yet. It's just best for me right now, honestly. No, I'm not backtracking. I just want to hurry and get home, I guess, this time. And that's hard because, like, I'm trying to be private, but I mean, you guys are going to know, like, when I'm not here.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just, I have to just focus on myself, that's all. We'll still be friends and everything. It's just, I can't be married.
Okay, this is so weird to me, the way she's saying this. And I know Foodie lies a lot, and I'm kind of giving her, I'm kind of pretending, I'm taking her at her word just for the sake of the discussion, because, you know, I'm going to take both sides. I'm going to say, hey, well, if she's lying or if she's telling the truth, but I'm just trying to, for hypothetical purposes, for thinking about it. I'm taking the position that I'm believing what she says in this video just for the sake of argument. And if she's saying, well, I can't be married, but we're going to stay friends, that doesn't make sense. Why would you leave your husband, the love of your life, if you're going to stay friends? So why won't you stay married? It's not like, I mean, if you have a reason, all right. I mean, I'm not going to say that never happens. Yes, there are times where people get divorced on good terms. It can happen. But this does not seem like one of those times. And to me, this lends more credence to the people like myself who've always said that I think Foodie's marriage is fake. I think it's purely a business arrangement. It just doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. Why she can't be married if she actually is, if she really is married, then why can't she stay there? Why? If he's, well, I guess he's not a citizen, so he can't get her citizenship. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, I do have a lot of health issues that, like, you know, would be definitely better taken care of. I know I said, you know, I could technically get things taken care of here, but not like every single thing. It's sad when the shoe we want the most doesn't fit. Exactly.
It's sad when the shoe we want most doesn't fit. And Foodie is saying exactly. Does she even know what that means? Because if she's agreeing with that, then she's saying that Salah doesn't want her. So I don't know what she means by that. But okay, yes. Let me check these comments also really quickly. Let me get back here. So yes, took away your snacks and Docta. I think part of the problem is, as far as snacks go, I think that he might have actually said to her, Foodie, your health. I don't want to tell you what to eat, but your health is out of control. You keep going to the hospital and where's the money going to come from for that? And she probably went off on him. And that probably really did happen. Welcome in, Rosebud. I don't believe her. I don't believe her either, honestly. Nutty says, I believe that she's using separated as in by instance, but using it to try and get super chats. Yes, that's something else we should point out here. I watched some of this. I already watched some of this earlier today. I watched when I had some free time, and I didn't see every moment of it, but from what I saw, she only got like a single super chat, or maybe it was two for about $20, and she got one membership in her chat. After YouTube takes the taxes her for a cut, that's like $15. And, $15, cool. That's $15. Nothing wrong with making $15 if it's honest. But it seems to me like she was doing this stream to make money. I mean, I don't want to think poorly of Foodie, think she's being a greedy person or anything like that. But all she was talking about is how broke she is and how she needs money and crying and just doing everything she could to look pitiful. So, yeah, I feel like that's what she was trying to do here. Yeah, it is hard to believe. It's hard to believe. Agreed. Yeah, bye, loser. She's not going to say friends.
Exactly. I ordered food already. I'm starving.
Yeah, barely.
I have an appetite. Like, I don't know. It's like a comfort thing, I guess. You don't have a car.
I'll tell you, Nemo admitted, I the few times that people have brought up the second wife idea to Foodie, she's never she's never really argued against it. She's always just said, well, no, he would never ask me that. He would never ask me that. And so what if he does? So what if he does? It's not a big deal. So what? And she just always was very dodgy about the whole thing. So no, she was not comfortable with it. And if it's something that could happen and she's not comfortable with it, hey, this could have resulted in this. Welcome in, Fallen Angel. Good to see you tonight. Hopefully you're having a good week. At least she gets the wheelchairs now, right? I think at least that'll give her something to take her mind off of it. Although that's certainly not in a good way. Salah's, hold on. Did her family pay her to leave Canada, or did Salah's family pay her to leave Kuwait? Because either way, it makes sense. Excuse me, folks. I'm just wetting my whistle with some water. Encourage everybody, if you enjoy water, and have a sip as long as it's a healthy drink, unsweetened. And speaking of sweets and everything, I've been doing pretty good on my diet, and I'm down like another 1.5 pounds, almost 2 pounds. I'm not sure exactly, but I'm down a little bit. So I'm happy with that. I'm very happy because I haven't really been dieting. I've just been avoiding overeating, if that makes sense. Like I've just been trying to really stick to my maintenance program, just trying to stick to like 2,000 calories a day kind of thing. And yeah, it's been doing really well for me. So I'm very happy with that. It's been a very painless process.
Yeah, I mean, we love each other, but that's just sometimes not enough. I don't have the Kia anymore. I'm probably gonna just rent a car for now. Moving with SJM. I don't want any roommates. I just want to dig a hole and live in it. Honestly, if I had the Kia, I would just live in it. I'd live in my car. Yeah.
All right. Now, Foodie here is saying she would just live in her car if she still had the Kia. So apparently the Kia's gone. Whether she would live in there or not, who knows? But she did seem to enjoy being in that park or that graveyard, or wherever it was. Dodd here with an interesting factoid about Salah, that apparently there was a wife waiting for him a year ago, but he refused. If he said yes to Foodie, I can only imagine what that other wife was like. Maybe she wanted him to. Maybe he had to support her and get a crappy job. He didn't want her. I don't know. Nancy, Foodie needs Canada, but is she really going to take advantage of the resources Canada can give to her? I don't know. I think she's just going to go to Canada and eat RBs, like she said. But I hope you're right, though. I do hope you're right. They could do that. Agreed, Nutty. Agreed. In fact, I think that this whole stay friends thing, I think she secretly still plans to get back with Salah, or at least she thinks she can. At least that's her plans mentally. Welcome in, Fatty to Fed. Oh, no problem. No problem. Hey, I'd always appreciate a few more people, Always happy to share the wealth, right? As they say. Welcome in, Rampage. Oh, geez, I'm getting behind on the chat. Let me catch up here real quick. Welcome in, Skinny Queen. Good to have you tonight. If anybody's not aware, it's Skinny Queen, Sarah Jane. Skinny Queen Reacts here, a friend of mine, friend of the channel. Definitely be sure to check her out. She does a lot of great streams, a lot of great vids. In fact, she's been doing this foodie thing a lot longer than me, and she knows it a lot better than me. So if you want to know what's up with foodie, definitely check out Skinny Queen Reacts. Oh, you're into the hundreds with your weight. Oh, I get you. All right. I didn't understand exactly what you meant by that piece. That's fantastic. I'm so happy for you. It always makes me happy to hear people are doing well with their health. So anybody in chat, give yourself a pat on the back. Let's, cheers for Hippie Easter. Cheers for anybody who's really, getting it done out there. Fantastic, Gemini. Fantastic. Hey, Shelly, welcome in. Welcome in. You think your aunt has the car? Possibly. She doesn't have the fortitude to dig that hole. Agreed, Patty. Agreed. Right? I mean, but I don't know. I don't know. I can only imagine. I think that, it's all hearsay, so I don't want to say too much. Oh, heat wave. That's uncomfortable. Hey, no problem, Skinny Queen. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for, thank you for the lurk. Really? Now, you know something? That is interesting because it's something that I hadn't really thought about, but it would add up. It would make sense why Foodie's splitting. It totally would. Welcome in, Susie Q. Hope you're having a good evening. Welcome in, Empress Shavadin. Yeah, Foodie does lie. Foodie does lie. But I'm pretending she's telling the truth just for the sake of hey, welcome in. Welcome in again, House Hannibal. I will try to come by for the if you're doing the panel tonight, I'll absolutely try to come by, at least watch it a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to join you or anything, but I will at least be in the chat for some of it. So definitely be sure to check out Hannibal later tonight. All right, let me put the show back on a little bit.
Just need a battery for my CPAP. Technically I sold the Kia.
Welcome in, Capricorn.
I didn't think I was ever going back to Canada for a long time. You need, to buy a van, you need a lot of money.
That makes sense. I do agree with that. I agree with that in principle, which is why I'm thinking rather, there must be something going on. If this is true, if she truly is going to separate and she's not coming back to Kuwait, there must be something else in play. Because I agree, she would not willingly just leave Salah and admit the reactors were correct. She would not do that willingly. So if she does that, there must be something forcing her hand. My opinion.
Very depressed right now. I'm trying hard not to throw up. I'm trying hard not to cave. And I guess I just need support. I think we've all been through a lot worse together. I'm just feeling sorry for myself. Yeah, you miss my family a lot too.
It makes sense, Shelly.
I'm leaving soon. No,
I will. You know what, Hannibal? If I'm awake, I will come by and join at least for a little bit.
Canada, isn't that really far? Like the icebergs. Hot, nasty, Howie. I don't know. I don't want to think about all these things. I don't know. Julia, Salah will keep her for now. I don't have a house. I can't bring her right now. I need a house. I didn't book a flight yet, but I was going to do that today. I don't know. I have a lot to figure out.
This is so dramatic, Rosebud. Agreed.
It is deja vu. I've been here exactly kind of.
I love how she says it's deja vu because I was going to say that myself. This is totally deja vu. Where every few months, Foodie does this whole big dramatic show where she's like, oh my gosh, my health is so bad. I have to go back to Canada just because I can't afford it here. And then in between, she keeps talking about how, the healthcare in Kuwait is so good. It's so cheap. It was really only like $50. That was it for the ER. It was very cheap. It was a great place, very modern, very inexpensive. And then she says, I can't afford it here. I have to go back to Canada. I have to watch my health. I'm not going to do any more mukbangs. But I'm not leaving. So it's like this story. Every time it changes a little bit, but the same basic elements are the needing to go back to Canada. And then when she gets back to Canada, within a week, she ends up showing back up in Kuwait. It's like she's just trying to get some money or something. I'm not sure what. Oh, thank you very much, Skitty, for sending you over there. Welcome in, Sea Life. I appreciate the sub. Thank you very much for coming on by. Thank you again to Skinny Queen. To be fair, Dot, I think she would handle the Canadian winter much better than the Kuwait summer. Julia's going back to I hope not, but I will say at least she's a street cat. So if she does end up there, she'll be okay.
Except that I didn't break up.
She knows how to handle herself.
Transatlantic cruises are rare. Yeah, exactly. studio.
Good point,
It's so
Shelley.
expensive.
I wonder.
Canada's so expensive.
She says Canada's so expensive, but Kuwait's expensive too, though. Foodie. It's like, I'm not going to say Canada's not expensive, but it's not like Kuwait's a better. Kuwait's got to be more money, in my opinion, at least from what I've read. But I actually have a question for everybody. Shelley raises a question, which maybe somebody can answer better than me. Does the airport do like a health screening? And I don't mean like a doctor or anything, but like, will the flight attendant asks, get somebody's health checked if they look sick? Like if somebody goes to board the plane and they look really ill, will they ask that person to wait and not board the plane, or will they ask them to go see a doctor? Like what do they do if they have somebody who looks really sick who's supposed to get on a plane? Like, does anybody know what they do in that case? Because I'm not really sure. I've never thought about that. She's going to change her mind tomorrow. Well, something, it won't be the first thought. She was talking about a boat. So that's why everybody was talking about cruises in the chat. Everybody was saying that. Okay. That's it. See, now the whole visa thing, none of us really knows for sure exactly your situation. But if that's what it has to be, that would make sense.
Oh, he's a moderator, yeah. I didn't have time to do anything, like no decisions really. It was kind of hasty, but like I know I have to go back, so. And it's done with. There's no such thing as, whenever you
That is true.
get married as a Muslim, you don't take each other's things. It's not like that. You just split up and you are left with whatever you have. Nobody gets anybody's anything in Muslim marriage.
Thank you.
No, my flight will be paid for, just not first class. I have to start over from scratch. I need every friggin' bit of money I can get that I can have. So I'm not going to spend $8,000.
Okay, that makes sense. Like you can live, cheaply, but not
talk about
live
like
the Western lifestyle,
the divorce or anything like that. Just
let me go back here. What's that about the D word?
I'm going to spend $8,000 on a first class seat. No way. I want to talk about like the divorce or anything like that. Just no, it's not hasty. I'm definitely going back, like for sure.
Okay, so this is the part where this is why, as much as I want to say I feel like Foodie is 100% this time, I don't. I mean, first of all, yes, she always lies. But despite that, just for the sake, like I said, for hypothetical discussion purposes, just taking her at face value here, that she says she's not getting divorced, but she is separating and she has to go live on her own. It doesn't add up unless the only possibility that seems to fit all these criteria from what we've all discussed is that her visa was denied and that she's being kicked out of the country. And that's the only thing I could think of that would make sense for why she has to separate, but she's not getting divorced. Like, I can't think of any other thing that fulfills all the criteria. Okay. Thank you, Denise. All right. Well, then does anybody think it's possible that Foodie might get denied at the airport? Okay. So does anybody think then that raises then the question? Does anybody think that Foodie might get denied at the airport? Because she is not looking well. I mean, they will try to send her home at some point. But I'm just thinking, like, if they could even put her on the plane right now. Welcome in, Fiona's mom. It could have been. And all I could think of as far as between the two of them, that maybe I think Salah is ultimately concerned about the money, and he sees that Foodie's health is going to be eating into that money. The money that she was using to support him, it can only be stretched so many ways. If it's going to pay for her hospital visits, then something has to go. And she's not going to cut her fast food out. So the only thing that she has in her budget that she can cut out is Salah. Salah is the only luxury spending in her life at this point, because her food is her addiction. That's not up for debate. That is getting paid for. That's her addiction. She has to cover that. The health, well, she doesn't have a choice on that one either. She doesn't want to die. I mean, any faster than she is. Salah is the luxury expense, and he needs to be cut out. And she realizes that. And he probably said to her, Foodie, you got to do something about your health, because you're not going to have any money to support me with. Salah was balling, right? Everything is, he pays for everything, right? What she said.
Real soon. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Ugh.
Yep, 100%. I want to do this.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. I would not want
The
to.
I'm gonna take the Thailand guy. No, it's gonna make me sad. I can't really say like I'm gonna keep a lot of privacy.
Oh, what'd you say about Thailand?
100%. I want to do this. Yeah. I'm gonna take the Thailand guy. No, it's gonna make me sad. I can't really say like I'm gonna keep a lot of privacy.
You know what? I missed that. I actually didn't see that part of that Taco Bell one. I might actually just pull that up after this just to click just to see that part of it very briefly, because I did not see that one.
And respect each other. We even share about it. But for me, it's best that I mean,
it makes sense. Thank you, Rampage. Thank you, Capricorn.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Go to Florida to see Grandpa. He's coming to Canada.
That's a good theory.
I don't know how he's gonna drive, and he's driving. I wouldn't advise it at his age, but right away you think of Disney bees, you know.
Okay, I've been holding out. I've been teasing it, but we're halfway into the video. I'll share my theory. Here's my theory, and I also like some of the other theories. So I have a few theories, but my personal pet theory, is that, like I said about the money, Salah has felt that if Salah knows that she can't afford him and her health and her food and all of that at once. She, for a while now, I believe they've basically been split up because she can't really afford him the way that she wants to. And I think what happened after she went to the hospital the other day, her finances got so bad that she had to come clean to him and say, Salah, I can't afford you anymore. I can't afford to pay you anymore. I can't afford to pay for this apartment anymore. I can't afford this. And he probably said, well, then you need to go. And I think that's what happened. I personally think that's what happened, because she's not mad at him, which in my opinion makes me think that he didn't do anything specifically to her. Like he didn't steal her. He didn't go off on her over the food or anything, because she'd be cursing him out if he did, in my opinion, at least. I think that's what it is. I think that she kind of had to be straight up with him and admit that she was broke and that she couldn't afford to keep doing this. And I think that's what she's upset about, because I think he just was like, well, then yeah, you're just going to have to go. That's my theory.
I don't
Maybe
know.
I'm wrong, but
that's the first thing.
not yours, Camps, but
I feel like a zombie. I'm so tired.
Welcome in, by the way.
If I'm not married, there's nothing for me here, really, honestly.
If I'm not married, there's nothing for me here, really, honestly.
I do like.
If I'm not married, there's nothing for me here, honestly. Well, first of all, I love that she throws in honestly, because Foodie's always lying. Denise still likes the visa run theory. I mean, it's a good theory. I'm not going to dispute that. Oh, Shelly, that's grim, but that's actually not so crazy, to be fair. If I was Salah and I, had Foodie staying with me, I would much rather her leave if I think she was going to die, and she does look like she's about to keel over any minute. Well, that's a good point, Gemini. The food in Kuwait is cheaper. Although I will say that the fast food that Foodie likes to buy is typically more expensive in Kuwait. Like when she buys Taco Bell, she's paying more for it in Kuwait than she would in Canada. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Because it's true that some foods would be cheaper, but then there's others that would be a little bit more expensive. So it's and they've got the fake doctor doing the analysis. Speaking of the fake doctor, let me put on my little doctor disclaimer real quick. I am not really a doctor. I call myself Dr. Phil because it's funny. If you think you need a real doctor, you're not just here to have a joke or a laugh, and you're here for some medical advice, please go get a real doctor. I'm more than happy to joke. And I'm even happy to talk about like science and medicine stuff, but I'm not really a doctor. So keep that in mind. Ooh, okay. That's that. I keep forgetting about these raids, but apparently they were a real thing.
I don't mind living here, but no, I got to be back home. I really do. Yeah, he's been supporting me. It's not about that. It's not about support.
Interesting.
But I have to go home. Like my sciatica's hurting so bad. I just want to like ERBs.
Ooh, I like that theory, Dot. because that kind of it's kind of a tangent to the theory that I already had about the money, that she had to come clean to Salah about the money. That may have been also another thing. She may have said, Salah, if I go back to Canada, I can't afford to come back again. She may have said something like that.
I made the decision. I can't take the cherry. It's not even my car.
Oh, geez, I'm getting so far behind in the chat. I just got to
possession.
catch up.
I didn't think I was going back there, so I got rid of it. I'm going to rent a car for now.
And my apologies if I have anybody I missed in chat. I had to just skip ahead a little bit. Just please at me if you have a specific question or something. And my apologies if I missed you coming in, but I will try to say hello to everybody.
I don't know. When I have a place, I'll probably be in the house.
Oh, and also,
go walk.
Anybody just coming in, if you could please hit that like button, it's very much appreciated. It helps the channel a lot. And if you'd like to see more of this content, please click that subscribe bell in order to be notified. And if you're watching the replay, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about why Foodie's doing this and what her real situation is. All right, now I'm going to try to catch up with the chat.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. I mean, I have some money, but not like a ton of money saved up. No.
Hey, Tucker and friends, welcome in.
So, having him pay most of the bills here, it's helpful to pay down some debts. But
that is an interesting theory, Skinny Queen, and we've often thought about that. And for anybody who's not aware, I'd like to make it clear. Foodie has told us that Salah is the one who controls all of the money. He has the bank account. She just puts the money into his account, and he pays all of the bills. So technically, he does pay the bills, but she's putting all the money into the account. So it's how do you want to slice that? So what she says here, he pays for everything. In a way, it's true because he does pay for everything. It's all in his name, but it's using the money that she gives to him, and that's what it is. What it is. But that seems to be the actual technical breakdown of that.
Anyway, I'll be okay. I'll just get home and just build from scratch. That's all. No, it's not a joke. I wouldn't joke about this. The animals are going to stay with Salah for now. Like, it's his cat too. I'm not settled. I can't bring her. I don't have anywhere to bring her to, So I got to unfortunately leave her here for now.
Exactly. She can't even get food delivered.
Yeah. Seriously, look up what that's worth. And there's so much damage to it. The whole front end is off. I hit a giant monster beaver.
She hit a giant monster beaver. Wait, is that true? Is that a thing in Canada, running into beavers? Beavers are so cute. I would feel so bad if I ran into a beaver. Yeah, and Rampage, her food intake is wild. It is out of control. And I want to mention for everybody, again, I know some people are not regular viewers, or if you are, maybe you haven't always heard this before. But in my opinion, as somebody who's lost a lot of weight, as somebody who's pretty good with estimating calories, who does that all the time, who loves to estimate how many calories Foodie's eating when she does her mukbangs. In my opinion, I believe she's been gaining over 1 pound a week. And I believe she's gained 150 pounds since she moved to Kuwait originally. And you can just look at her, like the way her face is so puffy. I understand part of that's from swelling, but like her glasses don't even fit anymore because her face got so fat. Ooh, yes, actually, I forget about that. I am right under 800 subs. If anybody wants to help me get up there, we're just under the number. She was saying that in the past, but I don't think she has. Yeah, it definitely needs one. Definitely needs one. Okay, let me let it play.
Remember? I didn't sell it to just anybody. I sold it to someone I know.
She wouldn't joke about this. It's too serious.
What about like a hotel? I don't know. I don't even want to think about these things right now. I have so much to figure out. It's so overwhelming.
Makes sense.
I just want to lay and just not do anything. No, I'm not really okay, honestly. Weekly rates. I wouldn't clickbait this and say that I'm leaving.
Nutty, as a squirrel, I thought you'd be a little bit more tolerant of your relatives.
Even if I'm not. Motel 6, we have Super 8. I don't know. I really don't. Even hotels are like $2,000 a month at least for a shitty one. It's like one of those old bedspreads that have cigarette burns.
Hold on, 3,000. That was per month though, wasn't it? Was that per month or was that per year? That was per month, I think. Because if that's per year, that's still a lot. But if that was per month, that's crazy. Was that per month or was that per year? Because if that was per month, that's insane. That's insane. Oh, thank you so much, Skinny Queen. I appreciate that. I appreciate all you folks. I do this show. I get so much fun doing this show. I enjoy the chat. I enjoy all the viewers. I just have so much fun here, and I do it. And I couldn't have this fun without you folks being here. So thank you so much. I appreciate every one of you. Welcome in, Steady Z.
I don't really want to stay with family because it's not like I need privacy in my life, you know, and they have busy lives. I'm not kidding. I'm going home. Like you guys will see when I'm in Canada. I never lied about going back there.
Curmudgeon.
Every time I go.
Welcome in, Steady Z.
I know it's like out of left field because I've been so private. Like you guys don't know anything that goes on like in my life and what I'm really feeling. I just come on here and bees, but I know I never say, but this is gonna be permanent. I'll let Shara. I haven't asked for a dime from anybody.
I'll tell you, Denise, that's one of the things that stops me from having a little bit more pity for Chantal is knowing how badly she blew through that much money, and to be in debt afterward too. It'd be one thing to be broke, but to not only blown through all that money, but then got into debt as well. That's just and it was a lot of money she had, and the way she blew through it, it's her money, it's her right to do what she wants, but she certainly shouldn't be complaining now about poverty.
I'm going to be booking my own flight probably today.
I can believe it.
My own fall vlogs because we're breaking up, man.
A month? Okay, that's what I thought. That's crazy. That's crazy. A month. That's crazy.
Doesn't cost anything here. Yeah, I don't want to answer any personal questions right now about like anything, really honestly. Just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going home alone. I have to just get doctors in Canada, you know. I just really don't even know what to say. Honestly.
Agreed. And one other thing I want to mention, if they were really getting separated, and if they were ever really, let me rephrase that. If they were ever really married, Salah would not be so nonchalant about them separating. If they were really married, he would say, wait a minute, you're my wife. I don't think you should just be going, just leaving the country and just going off on your own. Like, aren't we supposed to be married? Like, this just shows more and more clearly that how fake the whole marriage has been.
I feel like I'm in like shock and I'm depressed. I don't know if I'm okay or not, honestly. I just feel numb. The free insulin. Yep. Do you get free insulin in Canada?
She's not stacking like she was.
I don't really have any things here. I'm just gonna take one suitcase.
What, South Pole dancing? Because she looks like a penguin. She could be a penguin and do some South Pole dancing. Like in Happy Feet, the movie.
I guess so. I order Chinese food. Wheelchair bees. Yeah, I am. I don't care.
Wheelchair bees. Yes. I am. I don't care.
What did you say? Wheelchair bees? I gotta rewind that.
Order Chinese food. Wheelchair bees. Yeah, I am. I don't care.
Oh,
wheelchair
wow.
Bees. Yeah, I am. I don't care.
Wheelchair bees. Yeah, I am. I don't care. In other words, Foodie is not even going to pretend that she's not going back to the wheelchairs. And to complain about money being so tight when she's buying like wheelchairs, those things are expensive, aren't they?
I feel so bad about you.
Welcome in, Diana. I think so.
Come here, baby girl. Come here, sweet love. Oh.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
My sweet baby girl. Oh, yes, you are.
Homeless bees. Welcome to Curse of the Traveler. If I knew how, I mean, I don't know how she did it either. I mean, maybe because it was just such crazy content she had at one point. I mean, Foodie has been around for a while. I will say that. In fairness to Foodie, she has been around a while. She's been doing this for years and years and years. So in that sense, she paid her dues. But that's about the only thing positive I can say about her. That because she basically gave up on producing quality content a long time ago. Like, she used to put some effort into her content, but that was a long time ago. I don't even know, but I don't make anything. I'm not even fully monetized, but you know what? In some ways it's nice because then I have no obligation. Like, if I don't show up 1 week, I don't feel bad. That would make sense.
I don't know how I can bring her with me. I don't have a house to go to or something.
Agreed.
If she lives her dad, she's gonna be okay with Solana, but okay, so that's the news. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know.
Whew.
I don't know like exactly when I'm going home, but it's gonna be really soon. I think I'm just gonna go later. Try to figure out what to do.
I hope that's not it, name
Because I have a
omitted,
lot
but
to do.
that makes sense.
I don't want to cry on camera anymore. So thanks for listening to me and always being here, no matter what shit I go through. I don't feel good.
Yuck.
So
Oh, she said she might go stay with Pete's? Because if that's, I mean, that makes more sense than anything, if that's true. I didn't hear that, but if that's true, it makes sense.
figure things out and I'll come back up.
Yikes.
Oh, I feel sick.
$40 at a time.
Thank you. And yeah, I don't know what I'll be. Like, I have a lot to do right now.
Well, that's sweet of you, fallen angel. At least that you came, that's very nice of you that you took care of that animal. Hopefully you get find a good place for it. She can stay at Pete's Jacuzzi. Yeah, the AdSense. When you get up to 1,000 subscribers, you get ads. That's why I don't even know about that. She paid Natter's dues as well. Yeah, that's true. If she does that, if he accepts it, he gets what he deserves, right? I guess if it's one or the other, right? Okay, so let's watch the end of this video real quick. So Foodie here puts on the real waterworks, and at least there's some real tears here. Not that I get any joy from watching her cry, anything like that, but I mean that at least it looks authentic in the sense that she's crying. Now, why is she crying? I think she's crying just because she had to admit that that the marriage is not real. I mean, she admitted it in a sense by saying that she's going to be separating. It's no big deal. And I just think she feels defeated. I think that's why she's crying, because she's kind of showing everybody how defeated she is. And also because she didn't get any super chats. I think that's why she's crying. But I do think the tears are real, even though I think they're very selfish tears.
I have so much to do, and I'm like in my worst health ever. But I'm definitely going home. That's where I want to be. So
okay, I'll put it back to see that.
I need to be home.
Actually, this is not the original video, so it's not going to be at 4 on this one. This is actually an edit. So, I mean, I'm going to take your word for it, though, Curse of the Traveler. You said that she said she's cool with moving in with Pete's. I'll take your. I believe she said that. I'll take your word for it. She could sleep in the jacuzzi. SJ would take her in. In fact, a lot of people in the chat were joking about that. Actually, she should go stay with SJ. Get a DoorDash credit card. Because she didn't get the donuts. The Beezers are not her friends, but they're not sending her any money either, so it is what it is, right? She should get a room with Now. Welcome in, Kiki. Hey, it's Kiki. I think you're right about that. Everybody say hi to Kiki if you'd like. Welcome in, and I appreciate having you here for your first time. Hopefully you enjoy the show. It's just after the 4 marker in this one. Okay, I'll put it on this one if it is. All right, let's see.
Issues that like focus on myself. Yeah, it's just I have to just focus on myself. That's all. We'll still be friends and everything. That's just I can't be married. I mean, I do have a lot of health issues that like.
I'm gonna look up another video and let us play for just a second.
Would be definitely better taken care of. I know I said, like I could technically get things taken care of here, but not like every single thing. It's sad when the shoe we want the most doesn't fit. Exactly. I ordered food already. I'm starving, but I don't have an appetite. Like, I don't know.
You know what? I want to do one more quick foodie video. Just because I've one more quick foodie video I want to do before I get to Anna tonight. Because I do want to cover Anna, but I feel like foodie is the subject of the day. So I do have one quick foodie video I just wanted to cover just a little bit of. This one I got the other day where it shows foodie lies about not knowing what to eat. Where she talks a little. I'm not going to show the whole thing, but let me post a little link to this one in the chat also. Let me share this tab instead. 1 second. Looks a little bigger.
I have been to see the weight loss doctor at the weight loss clinic, or obesity doctor. I don't know who you would call it. I'm going to give this plan my everything. And I just kind of, you just have to.
Canada doesn't deserve this. But I mean, she is Canadian, so America sure doesn't deserve this. And Kuwait doesn't deserve this. So somebody's got to deal with this. And for anybody interested, this video foodie here, this is actually a video, a bit of a throwback video. This is an edit from, let me get the name of the channel in 1 second. This is an edit. I just posted a link in the chat to it, where she talks about how she says she doesn't know what to eat, but this is a link to an old video she did where she talks about all the food she was assigned to eat from her diet clinic. Sorry. All right.
Just suspend everything I've said in the past, because I've been through a lot of different things. I understand that.
Maybe.
When you hear what plan it is, you might think, but you were so against that. And
what?
Yes, I was. And I am.
For anybody not aware, MFW is Miss Effing Wonderful. She is a woman who was formerly very heavy. She got weight loss surgery and she's lost the weight, but she's also has an issue with alcohol. And she's been drinking very heavily, apparently. And I'm assuming this surgery is related to that, because I know she was in poor health for a while. So I just want to clue people in if they're not aware.
I'm trying to have an open mind about this and to just give it a go. I think that the support is really needed.
Oh, you like this one? I hope you did.
I'm just having an open mind about what this doctor has told me. So I will be following it.
Welcome in.
And if I want to change course even sometime later in life when I've lost some weight, then, so be it. But for now, I'm sticking to this because I need to stick to something. This, seems like a plan that's satiating. And
wasn't that like a social media person that Chantal followed?
And it's going to hold me accountable with the support I have from their team. So basically, I went to the clinic and I saw the doctor, the medical doc. He's a medical doctor. I saw him first, and
Chantal keeps saying all the time about how, I didn't know this, I didn't know that, and I didn't know, and the doctor just showed me this. And here she's admitting that she was basically educated on all of this stuff years ago. She was educated on all this stuff years ago.
Basically, he just asked me, wanted to get to know me, asked me all about my medical issues. I told him about my cysts, and I told him about my mental.
That's another thing too. For somebody who's not as familiar with this older history, this was a really good video for me to see, because we'd always talked about how Chantal was aware that she could potentially reverse her ovarian cysts with good diet. This is her admitting it. Hers here coming out and saying it. The doctor said to her straight up, good diet can possibly reduce those ovarian cysts and reverse them.
Health. And I told him that my cysts, and I told him about my mental health, and I told him that I just started on Lexapro, and I told him he wanted to know about my eating habits, and I told him, he was actually looked horrified. So I felt like, and he's like, no, I'm just really trying to think of tailoring the best way to tackle this for you. So he's like, he looked at me when I described my eating habits, and he said, and the history, and he said, you have an eating disorder. And I thought, yeah, and he said, I would like to refer you to the eating disorder clinic. And I said, my doctor, I saw my GP. I am on the list for that. He said, that's great. He said, in psychiatry, I said, I'm on the list for that.
Welcome in,
that's great. Your GP is doing what he should be doing. And that's good to hear. He was concerned about finding a quick solution to stop or take the edge off of the cravings and binges, the urge.
Okay. See, now remember what she said, that they didn't take her seriously at the eating disorder clinic? Remember what she said? They were only really serious. They only really knew how to deal with the anorexics and bulimics. They couldn't really deal with anybody with binge eating disorder. This kind of makes that look like BS, because she's immediately saying how the doctor took her very seriously and said he immediately wants to do something. He doesn't want to wait. He wants to immediately try to help her with her binge eating.
The binge urges. And he thought that medication might benefit me. He did briefly bring up the weight loss surgery, which is always an option, but he thinks that this has to be under control beforehand, because if you have psychological issues or that type of issue with food, the surgery is not going to fix that. So he mentioned Topamax.
I'm actually going to turn down the volume just a little bit on this, because I feel like she's very loud in this video. But that's
and some other.
yes, and apparently this is during the BB arc. People are informing me. I was not sure exactly how old this video is, but that would line up. It makes sense.
Kind of medication that started with a V.
And if you look at Chantal, compare her to now. Just look how much thinner she is to now. Like it's a different person. Like look at her eyes. She still has eye sockets here. Like you can see like the socket around her eye. Now her eye is like it like puffs out where above her eyelid. Like she's got this like, and her cheeks are so puffed out, her glasses can't even fit on her nose anymore.
But then he's going to wait on that because he wants to see how I'm going to react to the Lexapro first. When I told him that Lexapro kind of makes me a bit drowsy. So he's going to wait
5-6
till
years
the
ago,
next time I see him. April 8th is when I have a follow-up appointment to really discuss those options further. And he sent me off to the nutritional counselor, who was very nice as well. So she gave me.
Then the doctor sent her off to who, Foodie? Who did he send you off to? The nutritional counselor?
This work booklet. We went through it.
Welcome to Detective Cochise.
Understanding your eating habit.
Oh, and by the way, Detective Cochise has really been doing well on his diet. He's been trying to get some weight down, and he's really doing well on it. And in fact, I should be hopefully bringing him on next week to discuss it a little bit. So if anybody's interested in hearing a little bit about that, next week I plan to bring on Detective Cochise. Hopefully nothing comes up at the last minute or anything, but tentatively scheduled for next week. I should be bringing him on here to discuss that a little bit. So yeah, just letting you know in advance.
It's weight management is not simply about calories in and calories out. The type of research shows that the type of calories you consume makes a big difference. The types of calories you eat can and will directly affect the amount of fat you lose, how controlled your blood sugars are, and how satisfied you feel. So he did talk about insulin and how insulin is a hormone, and it people like with me, I'm borderline diabetic, and the whole how carbohydrates affect that and they store as fat.
I love how back then she was saying borderline diabetic. And up until a month ago, she was saying she had no issue. Well, no, not a month ago. What, 3 months ago? Up until about 2 or 3 months ago, she was claiming that her diabetes was cured.
And so while I did ask them, they're not keto, but to me, they kind of are.
Welcome in, Nirvana.
They're in this booklet here. It mentions you might have bad breath from the ketones. And she also said that we want to get your body into
I see what you mean.
Fat
like she has
instead of the
little bit of
carbohydrates. So to me, that is kind of keto, but there are differences, and I'll get to that in a minute.
I love how she throws out that bit about the bad breath coming from the keto. Like nobody accused you of having, well, maybe somebody did accuse her of having bad breath. I don't know.
Building good habits, and talks about exercise, intermittent fasting. So right off the bat,
you can really see that.
And I noticed she did have Dr. Jason Fung's book in her office. She wants me to start with 12-12.
Right here.
So 12-hour eating window, let's say 7 to 7, because I have been on a day schedule.
This is such good advice. This is such good food advice. Like I know everybody needs to tailor things differently, but as a starting point, I think this is a good program. I really like this for Foodie. And for her to claim this ignorance now, just to say stuff like, well, hey, this is a normal amount of rice. It's I fasted for 8 hours while I was sleeping. For her to claim such ignorant stuff, and then to hear basically be sharing an informed diet, it just doesn't make sense.
And I mean, I'm tired, dead tired by 10:30, 11, and I love it. And I sleep through the night and I get up. I don't know if it's the medication or what, but something is different. Foods to avoid. So chips, fried foods, honey, stuff like that,
I love how they said avoid honey. Like, I mean, I'm not saying you should eat honey. I just think it's just so interesting of all the foods that Foodie could think of to avoid. That's honey. But fried foods, yes, definitely avoid fried foods.
So then here's where it gets into my tailored plan for me. So group 1, we have the dairy products.
Oh, welcome in, Tiger Talks. Foodie has said that. That is a crazy claim for her to make, but she has said that. I think at this point, she's heavier than 90% of YouTube. So that's worth something, right?
And cheese is not in there. Cheese is in the protein. So this would be like, I'm allowed 2 servings.
Possible.
So we're not counting calories.
Who's to say?
We are doing these servings allotted for the day. So with the intermittent fasting. So I'm allowed 2 servings of these dairy products, which would include.
That is true, Nutty. That is true. Honey is absolutely loaded with sugar. I personally think honey is one of the better choices, one of the better ways to get your sugars. But if you want to have a low sugar diet, honey is probably not, at least not a straight serving of honey. Maybe something made with some honey in it might be okay, but you don't add a lot of honey to stuff if you're trying to avoid sugar. That's definitely.
Milk, coconut water, or almond beverage, or yogurt. That's in the milk category.
I'm surprised that almond milk is in the dairy category. Now, that's one of the things I probably should look up. I guess technically it fills some of the same places, but I've always felt that dairy is a good way to get your protein in. And I know almond milk is lower in protein. So if you're using almond milk for your dairy, make sure you're getting protein elsewhere. Because almond milk is tasty and it's got, it's nutritious, but it lacks the proteins that dairy milk has. So if you do use almond milk, make sure you're getting your protein elsewhere.
So like 2 cups of almond milk is 1 serving, and I'm allowed 2 servings in the dairy category a day, which I probably won't use. Then group 2 is restricted vegetables, and I'm allowed 1 serving. Each serving is approximately 40 calories. It says approximate calories. So that would be like artichokes, beets, carrots, peas, parsnips, pumpkin. And it has like half a cup. It depends on the vegetable and how starchy it is, but it's usually about half a cup serving. I'm allowed 1 of those a day. Free vegetables. Now, this is what I'm elated about. I don't know if on keto you're allowed to have unlimited vegetables.
Yeah, I thought this was interesting, the part where she talks about the vegetables, because she said here about
how starchy it is, but
she says you have vegetables you can only have 1 serving of. You know what? I think this is one of those things where the nutritionist maybe was a little bit overly strict, but that was because they know how bad Foodie is with her eating. So, all right, 1 serving of vegetables, of potatoes or whatever. It sounds like a small serving, but if that's what she has to do, it's what she has to do, right?
About half a cup serving. I'm allowed 1 of those a day. Free vegetables. Now, this is what I'm elated about. I don't know if on keto you're allowed to have unlimited vegetables. But on this plan, so you're allowed asparagus, beans, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, celery, cucumber, eggplant, anything you could put in a salad, peppers, mushrooms.
So soy milk is higher in protein. See, I don't really drink soy milk, but that would make sense. So soy milk sounds like a better choice than almond milk overall. If you're going to have a non-dairy milk, it sounds like the soy milk is much higher in protein.
Mushrooms, all of my favorites, zucchini, all of those are free. Tomatoes, yeah. Group 3 is fruit. I'm allowed 3 servings of fruit a day, which is pretty good. Depending on the fruit, again, will tell you how much a serving is. So I'm allowed 1 medium apple is a serving, half a banana is a serving.
I thought it was more like bee spit, but yeah, it's definitely some kind of bee bodily fluid.
Cup of strawberries is a serving, and strawberries, I love them. So I could have 3 cups of strawberries a day. Or 3 cups of watermelon in the summer, so it's not that restrictive.
3 cups of fruit. Okay. The thing is that Foodie eats, like 10 cups of anything at 1 serving. And I'm glad that she made this video, because it's without this video, she could continue to say she's ignorant of all this, but it just goes to show what a liar she is. We all know that, but it's good to have these kind of videos for proof.
Group 5, simple carbs, bread, cereals, and starches. Here's where it gets restrictive. I'm allowed 1 serving. So that would be 1 slice of toast, half a bagel, 1 taco shell, 1 small potato, half a cup of mashed potatoes, half a cup of pasta, half a cup of rice.
That's tasty.
So I'm only allowed 1 of those a day.
I have heard that as well. And I'm going to say that I'm not knowledgeable enough to really speak on the subject as like phytoestrogens with real confidence, but I have heard that. So I personally like dairy milk. That's what I personally like the most, but I know that that's not an option for everybody. Well, they're lower sugar fruits. There are fruits that are lower in sugar than others. I don't think anybody wants unlimited cabbage anyway, right? That was an experiment, detective. That was an experiment that she did.
So you have to plan that, like if you want it for breakfast, or say you are going out to eat. Like for my birthday, I'm going to be going out to eat. So I'll probably keep my starch for that. Like have like a small potato
I've never
on the
tried
side or
that
something. Group 6, proteins, meat, and substitutes. I'm allowed 7 to 10 servings. So it tells you what the servings are here. They don't really care what kind of meat you eat. 1 egg.
Okay, I'm going to watch just a little bit more of this, but I think then I'm going to go on to Glitter and Lasers after this, because I do enjoy this, but we don't need to watch the whole thing.
Egg is 1 ounce. 3 ounces is like the size of a deck of cards, or usually like the palm of your hand. For, so 1 ounce of chicken is one of my servings. So 7 to 10 servings it goes quickly. So your portions are still controlled. Cheese and eggs is listed under the protein. So cheese, some cheeses like hard cheeses, it lists the cheeses here. 1 ounce is a serving. So
I love the way that she's reading about the measurements because their portions are so crazy. All right, let me pull up the glitter and lasers while I'm doing
fats and related products. I'm allowed 7 servings of fat. So that would be almond flour, avocados, bacon, butter. Like 1 slice of bacon is 1 fat. A tablespoon of mayonnaise is a fat. 10 to 12 nuts is considered a serving of fat. Olive oil, olives, peanut butter, chia seeds, hemp seeds, sunflower, so it can still have the healthier fats too in there. Sour cream, 1 tablespoon is 1 serving of fat. Cream cheese and cream are listed under the fats, not the proteins. So, but I did manage to stay on track. Like today, this is what I planned. Food diary, I have to keep a food diary and bring it in every week that I see her. So for breakfast, I had the 2 bacon and Gruyere egg bites, a grande iced coffee with cream.
Okay, so now we're going to switch over to glitter and lasers. Okay, so glitter and lasers, what she's been up to lately is glitter and lasers has decided that she is going to cure her obesity and her lipedema. Because yes, she has lipedema. She never lets us forget that. But we sometimes forget that glitter and lasers is also very obese. And she needs to do something about her obesity as well. So she's going to explain to us here how she is going to, what her medical situation is and how she is addressing it. So let me let this video run from the beginning.
I am 5 days post-op. Hi, my name's Anna, and if you're new here, I have a condition called lipedema. And at the time of filming this, I am 5 days post-op my first lipedema removal surgery, which I had on my outer thighs and upper hip shelf. I decided going through this journey that it was really important to document it. Not a lot of people know about my condition, and a lot of the information that's out there is frankly not accurate. So I wanted to try to provide.
All right. So Anna here is going to correct the so-called misinformation. She's going to educate us about her medical condition. And I don't want to be unsympathetic. I don't want to be unfair. I do accept that lipedema is a real thing. I do accept that lipedema is resistant to weight loss and all of that. But just for anybody who's unfamiliar with my stance on Anna and her lipedema, I believe that Anna, in addition to having lipedema, is also very obese. I believe Anna has a lot of body fat, regardless of whether some of it is lipedema. And for her to say that she's unable to lose any body fat at all, no matter what she does, despite being on a diet and exercising and all of that, it's just unbelievable to me. And she's decided that instead of because she claims that she's unable to lose any body fat, no matter what she does, she must get a series of liposuction surgeries, repeated liposuction surgeries, one after another. That's the only thing that she can do to correct her lipedema. Why she doesn't seem to have any interest in correcting her obesity as well, I don't know. She won't even acknowledge that she's obese, but let's let it run.
Insights and knowledge about my condition and also the process of treating it. So this kind of kicks off the second video in a series, the first being my actual announcement that I was going to have surgery, which you can watch.
Oh, that's another thing. This is the second video in a series, and I should point this out to everybody. Why is this the second video in a series? Why is Anna talking about this so much? Is it just because she needs content? Maybe, but she's also become an ambassador for the surgery center. Yes, an ambassador for the surgery center. And I have a screenshot from her Instagram. I'm going to share it in just a moment. This screenshot from her Instagram here. Hopefully it's showing up. Yes. Okay. The screenshot here from her Instagram. Let me adjust the screen a little bit so it shows better. If you look at the bottom, it says ALTA ambassador. I forgot the ALTA ambassador. What is ALTA? Yes, ALTA is, what is it? I'm trying to figure out the name for it. About Us. I got the website here. Well, anyway, I can't find the name of it. The point is, it's the name of her surgery center. That's what it is. It's the name of her surgery center. And the surgery center is, she's become an ambassador at the surgery center. And this is a post here talking about it. She's got a video here recording her doctor to basically who's going to do the surgery. And she's talking about how she says that she also has other issues and that she, goes on to talk about that. But this just goes, in my opinion, makes it clear that this is part of a sponsored program, or not a sponsored program. There's some kind of an incentive for her to promote this surgery center specifically, because it's not just promoting surgery. She's promoting the specific center. And I don't think that is something that is automatically bad, but I think that she should be much more upfront about it, because she's clearly putting these hashtags in her Instagram. Why can't she be honest and announce it in the video as well? Why does she only give us half the story? And why won't she ever give us any dates? Why does she always upload videos out of order? It's just everything about her is very shady.
Where I talk about this condition and how it's affected my life and also the process of getting surgery. So today kind of kicks off, I think, a very exciting part of the journey, which was A, selecting my surgeon, and B, preparing myself for an assessment of how much lipedema has affected my life. So first and foremost, about 2 months ago, maybe even longer than that, I'll be honest, my brain is really foggy post-surgery.
Wow, Tiger Talks. I totally can see that, because Anna is somebody who does not seem to be at all concerned about anyone other than herself. And I'm feeling that includes her pets. I'm somebody, I'm not a pet owner, or I've been a pet owner. I've owned a bird, but I'm not like a dog owner. So I'm not an expert on dogs or behavior, that kind of thing. But I've noticed that she always drops her dog on the ground, and it's just like, why can't she ever just gently set the dog down? And the only reason I can think of is because she doesn't want to bend over. Like, why can't she just why does she just drop the dog? Like, she picks it up and then she just always drops it. And I just I don't get it. Like, it's a very small dog. It's not like a big dog.
So don't trust any dates I say, because I'm not even sure if they're correct, but I think it was April I went. I think.
Thank you.
I flew to LA and I saw several doctors about potentially having surgery.
Okay, why did she have to fly to LA to see several doctors? That's a good point. And I'm not saying that there might not be good doctors in LA, but it's like, doesn't she live in Texas? Isn't that like the home of Doctor now? Aren't there a lot of good doctors in Texas? Why is it that she couldn't find any doctors anywhere else? And considering she eventually went to a plastic surgery center, it just feels to me like she found this place because they offered her a sponsorship rather than anything. And I'm not saying they're not a good place. Maybe they are a good place, but it just feels like a conflict of interest.
I had also done some research about doctors in my area in Texas. I ultimately decided against local doctors because some of them had BMI requirements, or they just did not have enough experience with advanced.
So some of that BMI requirements, in other words, they said that they would not operate on her because she had too much body fat. She has too much body fat to operate on. But she can't ever lose that body fat, according to her. So those doctors are just saying they're going to leave her to suffer forever. They refuse to help her. In other words, these doctors are horrible, horrible, evil people. They are just going to let her suffer forever. There's no way she can ever lose any weight. She'll never be able to lose enough weight to get surgery, and they won't ever do the surgery to help her lose the weight. So what is she going to do? These doctors are evil.
Stage cases. I am a stage 4 patient, which we will talk about later what that actually means. So I needed to find someone with a lot of experience in treating this condition.
Okay, so I'm here in Los Angeles, and I'm a little nervous right now because I'm going to my first appointment with a lipedema removal specialist in Los Angeles to see if I'm ready to start that process. From what I know and what I've seen,
I agree.
This process might take up to 2 years for me. And in talking,
this process may take up to 2 years for her. So that means she's going to be getting liposuction for 2 years straight. Is she going to get it every 2 months for 2 years straight? And I have to bring this up. Surgery is painful. They give you pain pills after you get surgery a lot of times. If Anna refuses the medication, that's on her. But if you get surgery every 2 months for 2 years straight, and every single time you get surgery, you get pills, you're going to end up on a lot of pills. You're going to be on a lot of pills if you keep getting surgery again and again and again. Unless you refuse any pills, which she might want to do because she from my understanding, has an addictive personality. And if she keeps going to get surgery every 2 months, there's a good chance that she's going to be receiving pills as well.
With my other medical team members, they think that it's best for me and my health to start the process now. So I just got back from my doctor's appointment, and I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm
She
still really
absolutely will.
processing everything.
And something I should mention is I've not personally witnessed this, but I've read about this and I've heard about this. People who get a lot of liposuction, who keep the weight off, it can be a very effective and a very helpful procedure. But for people who get liposuction and then gain weight afterward, what happens is the body fat that they had before, that's left after the liposuction, that body fat is going to then grow to store the weight. So if you got liposuction, say you're somebody who doesn't really put on a lot of fat on your arms, and you say you're like Anna. Good example is Anna. She puts on all that fat on her butt and her hips and everything. So that's where she's getting it removed. If the doctors remove all of the fat from her butt and her legs and her hips, they spend 2 years and they do it every 2 months. They go in and remove another 10 pounds and they remove over 100 pounds of fat and they take all the fat out of. What's going to happen if she gains back that 100 pounds? It's going to come back in her arms. It's going to come back in her belly. It's going to come back in the areas that were not removed. So then she's just going to develop lipedema wherever the fat grows. It's going to turn into the quote new lipedema. It's just, if you can't keep the weight off, liposuction is not going to stop it from coming back. And whatever you eat to maintain your body weight is going to get you up to that weight. What a person eats to maintain 300 pounds is what will get a person to 300 pounds. If you weigh 400 pounds and you eat enough to weigh as a person, you eat the same as a person who weighs 300 pounds, you're going to go down to 300 pounds. If you weigh 200 pounds and you eat as much as somebody who weighs 300 pounds, you're going to go up to 300 pounds. If you are 300 pounds and you eat as much as somebody who weighs 300 pounds, you're going to stay at 300 pounds. I hope you folks get my where I'm going with this. So if Anna weighs 500 pounds and she eats like somebody who weighs 500 pounds and the doctors suck 100 pounds out of her and she goes down to 400 pounds, but she continues to eat like somebody who weighs 500 pounds, where do you think, do you see where I'm going with this? The 100 pounds is just going to have to come back. It's not possible for it to go away.
Over the last 6 months, I've had a lot of trouble losing weight. My body's changed, but I haven't lost weight, and I had started to really punish myself for it, reducing calories further, working out more. It wasn't healthy.
She's been punishing herself. She's been punishing herself by working out more, by eating less calories. Anna, don't do that. Don't punish your body by eating less or by exercising. That's not safe.
I haven't lost weight, and I had started to really punish myself for it, reducing calories further, working out more.
Do you hear that? She's been punishing herself. Don't punish yourself, Anna. You're so amazing and strong the way you are. Please don't punish yourself because it's not your fault. Don't punish yourself by eating less or exercising more. Please don't do that to your body.
It wasn't healthy, and
wasn't healthy.
I saw my obesity doctor, and she's like, well, maybe we need to try a different medication. Maybe we need to do these things. And so we had proceeded down that path, and
agreed.
I still really haven't been having like tons of results, but we knew that it might take time. Today meeting with...
And then whatever happened to the exercise queen? This is the same woman who 3 months ago was talking about how amazing her body is and how she's running a 5K and how upset she was that some woman who saw her running said, good job getting out there, and how belittling it was for her to think that she wasn't an experienced athlete.
The lipedema specialist, and I'm sorry, I'm like halfway between crying and not crying.
I love how she's always halfway between crying, but she's always 180 degrees away from it, shedding a tear.
All through this, so this is going to be a mess, but I'm going to have a lot of surgeries.
She's going to have a lot of surgeries, guys. Going to have a lot of surgeries.
Get removed. And I've kind of been lying to myself a little bit about the pain that I experience on a day-to-day basis. So I've been trying to live through the pain.
She's just too tough. Anna is too tough for her own good. That's the problem. She's been lying to herself about she needs to be honest with herself about how much pain she's in and stop being so darn tough. She needs to stop being so tough. It's not fair to her how tough she is.
Ignore the pain. I've in a lot of ways failed to acknowledge that pain.
She needs to acknowledge her pain.
It's like prodding me to feel for the lipedema because they do like
and reduce calories.
Full,
she's been punishing herself also by reducing calories, punishing her body.
They fill you up to feel it inside your body. It just was in a lot of places, and I allowed myself to feel that hurt, and it just is like really exciting, but also like really scary. And I feel like mad at myself for being so hard on myself. I just feel a lot of things right now, and I had all these big plans the day it was going to go, and instead I'm going to just sit here with this because I feel like I'm mourning. I feel sad, and I guess I should feel happy because I know I'm not crazy, and it's not because I'm not working hard enough or I'm not eating right. But at the same time, this is going to be several years to resolve, and it's going
to be several years to resolve this. It's not like you could diet for several years. It's not like you'd exercise for several years. No, you have to have several years of surgeries.
It's going to be very, very expensive, and it's just a lot. It's just a lot to take on, and
it's going to be very, very expensive. Well, but aren't you getting this partially covered by the becoming an ambassador for the surgery center?
Well, there's a lot of hope at the end of the tunnel. It was more today than I thought. I guess I just want to be at the end. I'm sick of going through it. I'm just really sick of going through it. And I think this is a thing that no one...
This woman has cried in every single video she's released. And I think she's cried for like half of the video, but I have not seen a single tear ever. I've never seen a single tear. She does this, guys, it hurts. I'm just too brave. I'm too amazing. And it hurts to be so amazing.
Talks about when they talk about health is that we love before and after pictures. We love seeing people before and after and how their bodies change, but we don't acknowledge the time that is in between and the struggle and the journey and the pain. And I'm going to tell you, it's a very painful process, and you grieve a lot of things through it.
What are you grieving, Anna? What are you grieving? And this is a great face. I got to get a screenshot of this one. It's worse than I thought, guys. Anna's just so fake. If anything, you think she'd be happy. Why can't she just be honest and say, you know what? I'm really miserable that I'm trapped in this obesity with this lipedema that I've developed through over the course of my life. And I am so blessed to have this surgery deal. I've managed to be blessed. And thanks to having all you wonderful subscribers, I'm able to negotiate a deal with a surgery center, and they're going to finally help me because I am just such a failure. I can't do this. No matter what I do, I keep failing on my diet. I fail on my exercise. But there's still hope, even if you can't, even if you're messing up, there's still options. And I don't know. I'm not even sure what she should say, but she should at least be honest. Whatever she says, she should be honest.
And I'm sick of going through that process.
Be nice. Be nice, Cam.
It's going to be quite a bit longer for me, and I'm just I don't know where I'm at right now.
The last 12 hours
I've been watching her every week.
Has been so stressful. There's really no other words for it. I've been picking at my face because my anxiety.
Oh, you know something? I don't want to allege. I'm not going to allege anything. But Anna seems very hyper sometimes. Anna's on weight loss medication. Weight loss medication is some weight loss medications are types of amphetamines. She has bad skin, like she picks at her face. Is it possible that she takes too many amphetamines and it causes her to pick at her face? Is that possible? Like, is it possible she's taking so much medication for her binge eating? And the medication they give you for binge eating disorder is a type of amphetamine. And is it possible she's taking so much of the amphetamine in an effort to curb her eating that it's causing her to like be up all night and pick at her face and act? I don't know, because she's always really tired. and she's always got really bad skin.
Anxiety reached a level that it really hasn't been at for a really long time. So now I have another appointment tomorrow at 9:15, and I have to do everything I did today all over
Gemini,
again,
it's
and that
the
was
big question.
already really emotionally taxing. And I can only imagine that if I don't have a similar conversation, but then it will also be confusing. And
Welcome in, Kiki. And I think that's a darn good point. I don't like to throw around the word privileged because I think it's very easy to throw that around. But if anybody has a privileged life, it's Anna. Anna certainly has a lot of privilege, and I don't begrudge her having privilege, but enjoy your privilege. Don't whine about how hard you have it all the time.
I'm tired. I'm tired of medical stuff. I'm done. I would like a break from it, but unfortunately, that's not how this works. The anxiety is real, but I got ready. I put on a cute outfit because you know what? Some days that's all I can control.
That's reasonable too. And I don't want, and by the way, I don't want to, when I said my theory, that's all that is an off the wall theory. I don't have any inside information. I don't know what Anna's really doing. I'm not suggesting that I'm just saying that is something that just came to my head out of nowhere. But it's also very possible that it's just a nervous habit. It could be. And if it is, that's what it is. And I don't want to.
I can show up looking my best, even if I don't feel my best. I guess I'm just like overcompensating for how emotionally wrecked I feel. And yeah, I'm wearing this bra that does not work with this top, but I'm gonna have a denim jacket on.
Agreed,
and the
Gemini.
reason I'm doing that is because this is a good bra to get prodded in. The robe.
What I noticed about Anna, sorry guys. Come on.
She's not.
All right. What I noticed about Anna is that beside her always having to show her butt and her body in every video for whatever reason, Anna's mental health does not seem to be the best. She has these crazy mood swings where she is so excited and happy and oh my God, I'm just so happy, y'all. It's so amazing. Yeah. And she like starts dancing and waving her arms around. Well, dancing. It's completely rhythmless. There's no rhythm whatsoever, and there's not really a lot of leg movement, but whatever. It's type of dancing. She does that little hand jive thing. And yeah, I'm sorry, Nutty. I'm sorry. But it's just that little hand jive thing. And but seriously though, but then she goes into these crying wrecks out of nowhere. Then she starts crying and bawling over a bagel, over somebody telling her good job getting out there, over somebody telling her that her walking isn't so good. She goes through these incredibly huge mood swings in the span of minutes. She has a serious health issues. She has a big booty. A big is not always nice. You know, right, Diana? That's my opinion, at least. Big is not always good.
But that's okay. We're here for doctor's appointment number.
I get you, Empress Chavanin.
Here we go.
So I got done with my appointment.
I'm sorry,
and
Gemini.
I just had a quick change to the airport. And what's good is I feel different after this appointment. After my first doctor's review, I felt really anxious and uncomfortable. And after this appointment, I feel very hopeful and excited. Oh, get some bumps. It's the beginning of a really exciting new journey. And I'm going to take you guys along for the whole way. I'm worth it. I've done a lot of work, and it's time to now take this step.
She's worth it. She's worth it. You know, because we always know how Anna talks all the time about how it's more important to serve. It's more important to help others, community, family. That's what's important. Don't worry about just yourself. No, of course not. She never. If there's anybody who I've never once in my life thought would be magnanimous and overlook their own needs for someone else, it's Anna. Even more than Foodie. I think on the level of food selfishness, they're both right up there, but I would give the edge to Anna, just barely, because Anna has a lot and she still wants more. She's very privileged and she still feels like it's not enough.
I ultimately decided to go with Dr. David Amron at the Roxbury Institute, who runs the Advanced Lipedema Treatment Program. There's a lot of reasons why. Again, we'll address that in a later video. As part of,
she says there's a lot of reasons why. We're going to address that in a later video. How much do you want to bet one of those reasons is because they have a program. She's going to phrase it like this. This place has a wonderful program where they want to partner with me to help educate people about lipedema. And I didn't want to pass up that amazing opportunity to be an educator to others about this terrible disease. That's what she's going to say. She's not going to just come straight up and say, well, they offered me a deal.
Getting lipedema covered by insurance, one of the things they really stress to you is that you're able to articulate how much the condition has affected your life. So in order to kind of do that and show you guys on video, we went to a gym where I was staying in New York for something totally unrelated.
See, I think so. I think so, because anxiety meds are, anxiety meds as well. You mean like anti-anxiety meds, like sedatives or tranquilizers? Maybe. It's possible she's on tranquilizers and stimulants, which would explain why she's constantly going from one extreme to another. I don't want to allege anything if I don't know for sure, but she does seem to be heavily medicated at times. You know what, Kiki? That's a very interesting question, and I think I don't really have a good answer for that one. I have to look into that, but I think that's a good, interesting question.
Related to this, and just filmed some issues that I'm currently having with mobility. Now, if you watch my last video, you know that when I was on Wegovy, it did help my inflammation a lot. So I did have a little bit, actually a lot more mobility and less pain, but coming off of it has kind of really exposed how bad the condition is affecting the actual underlying fabric of my life. And the reality is eventually the Wegovy will not be able to help solve this problem. So we need to deal with it.
I agree, Nutty. And really, Anna wants to be on TV so bad. She thinks she has her own show, but I mean, 600-pound life would be perfect for her.
Before it gets to that point. So we did our own kind of little video assessment.
2 weeks ago, I could easily do this, but in coming off the medication, I can't even do the pose.
2 weeks ago, she could easily do this. Now she can. I don't believe that, Anna. Show us 2 weeks ago you easily doing anything, because every video you've ever shown of us working out has been highly edited and very underwhelming, extremely underwhelming. I've never seen you complete a workout, and all we've ever seen are these. Even when you remember when she was a sponsored athlete for Copilot and she was telling everybody about how much she's an exercise gal and she has to get her workouts in 3 times a week. That was only a few months ago, a few weeks ago, really. Especially from when this was recorded. This was probably recorded a month ago. So this was only a few weeks ago from that. And now I can't even move. I can't even bend over. Just can't do anything. You know what? I have to look into it, Fallen Angel. I just haven't heard of it. Full disclosure, I just haven't heard of it. I believe it. I'm just not familiar with the concept. I need to go look it up.
I knew I needed to film this just so I could see the progress after surgery, but I didn't realize how much it would hurt. I think I was in denial about how bad it was because
she had to get those bagels, right? She had to go walk her 2 miles for the bagel, and she had to go to get her ice cream at the big gay ice cream truck, and she had to get her cotton candy. That one video, she told us about the ice cream she bought, the bagels she got twice, and the cotton candy. But she lives on 1,800 calories a day. She is delusional. I've never seen a video. Well, I don't want to say never, but I've rarely seen a video of her where she appears like she's on track to fall under a 2,000 calorie day. Every video I eat, it's, today's a cheat day. Oh, you got to treat yourself once in a while. She's delusional.
A magic cure. I guess it wasn't so magical, but it gave me some of my mobility back. But going off it has taught me that.
Does anybody think she does all this crying to hide the fact that she's out of breath? Something? That's a theory I like. That she does a lot of this fake crying as a way to hide how out of breath she is. Because this way she can keep pausing and for air every couple seconds without looking like she's out of breath. But I don't think she could talk for long without getting out of breath. And I think this fake crying stuff is her way of masking it.
I can't hide the fact that my body is not okay. Everywhere there's lipedema feels like a bruise right now. And I've noticed that I've started having some
Welcome in,
lymphedema
detective.
in my lower extremities, which I've never had before. I wore compression socks
Welcome in,
to sleep
Logical
last
Ollie.
night. My
Absolutely, absolutely, Logical Ollie. That's what I've always said about Anna. I feel that she could so easily prove all of the critics wrong. She claims that she's on a diet. She claims that she's exercising, but she's never posted a full video of a workout. And I'm not saying she has to post every workout, but she's never even posted one full workout. She talks about how she eats 2,000 calories a day. Every time she's ever shown herself to be eating, she's eating something that would likely not fit into a 2,000 calorie daily diet. It's just nothing adds up for her. So I appreciate that, Lolly, and I respect the honesty. As just to give everybody here some background, I myself have been heavy much of my life. I've kept my weight down for a while now. I've kept the weight off for a while now. I'm very happy with that. And I could certainly relate to being heavy. I've never been as heavy as Anna, but I've been heavy enough though to understand the struggle. So I could certainly appreciate it. Oh, with the medications, yeah. Yeah, I agree, Jamie. I just
points are
and again, I don't have a problem with Anna as a person. If she could get her act together, I'd be happy for her. But I don't like the way that I feel like she's not honest with her audience. She's not honest about what appears to be a deal with the surgery center. I don't think she's been honest about her diet. I don't think she's been honest about her exercise. And if she has been honest about some of these things, then she hasn't been honest about some of the others, because they can't all be true at the same time.
fiery, and in some ways they just don't even move at the same, like, they're just not as mobile as they were literally just 2 weeks ago. I'm trying to think what else has changed. Everything feels harder. Like, everything feels heavier and more difficult to move.
Everything's harder and more difficult and heavier since she stopped her weight loss medication. It's only been 2 weeks, but is it possible she's gained weight since then? I don't know. But I'm just going to say it's hard to believe that in 2 weeks' time, she's gone from the exercise queen to I can't even do a single pose.
And this is like where the mental aspect comes in a little bit more, but I myself feel heavier because my body feels heavier. And it's...
Have you weighed yourself? I mean, just got to ask that. You feel heavier. Your body feels heavier. Have you possibly gained weight? Like, have you actually weighed? Maybe you are heavier.
Even though physically I haven't changed in weight a lot, because I can feel it more.
Okay, so she hasn't changed in weight a lot. In other words, you have gained weight. So she's gained, so she feels heavier, she's gained weight, and she doesn't know why she feels heavier despite gaining weight.
I am more frustrated and more upset with my body, and I have less peace with my body because it feels like a betrayal right now.
Her body betrayed her, guys. She has less peace with her body because her body betrayed her. She's done everything she can to nourish her body, and her ungrateful body just betrayed her again.
Feels like it is fighting me and fighting what's best for me, and I am seeing the things I worked really hard for just not be possible anymore. And
you know, I mean, and to be fair, but Anna, by your own words, why should your body be nice to you? You've punished your body. You punished your body by restricting your calories. You punished your body by exercising more. And that's what she said earlier in the video, right? So by your own logic, Anna, your body's going to be angry with you because you punished it with exercise and diet. So why should it be nice to you?
Like, I came to New York delusional. I thought we were going to do all these fitness classes, and there's absolutely no way I can. I mean, the best I can do right now is walking, so we're going to find ways to walk, but like...
Apparently she did have lipo on her chin. I saw some older videos. She used to have, like, her neck was way bigger in the past. So I guess she did, but it just goes to show that lipo is not a permanent solution unless you can keep the weight off.
That wasn't an issue before. I could always do a fitness class, maybe not as big as anyone. Like, now I can't even freaking get up and down without just, like, really hurting.
Not respect, Jamie.
It's hard. It's hard, and I am trying to keep my wits about me, but I am so frustrated with my body.
I love how she's never frustrated with herself. She's always frustrated with her body. This disconnect. What is this disconnect? Her body. It's like, my body betrayed me. You are your body. You are your body. Is anybody here who's not their body? Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get into a deep philosophical discussion, but I just feel like this Anna has a serious disconnect in her mind where she doesn't see herself as who she is. Like she really doesn't. She talks about her body letting her down. You've let your body down, Anna. You've victimized your body. You've treated your body like crap. And if your body has finally had enough and it said, enough is enough, Anna, I'm tired of accepting this abuse from you. Well, maybe it's finally revolted. Your body is tired of you abusing it.
And I would say, I mean,
it's crazy, but it sounds like that.
For
it really does.
Reducing my pain, but at the same time, I'm a little angry because I didn't realize it was this bad. Because before, when I heard, I legitimately thought it was because I was out of shape. But now I'm realizing that it was a little bit more complex than that.
She says, back when I heard, I thought it was because I was out of shape. Now I realize it's more complex than that. But that doesn't, one thing doesn't negate the other. Anna does a lot of that, where she'll say two things and act like one of them negates the other. She'll say, I have lipedema. So these problems are caused by lipedema, not obesity. It seems you do have lipedema, Anna, and I'm not going to dispute that, but you also have obesity. And you can't say that, well, none of my problems are from obesity. My obesity is not a problem. It's all just something else. You could have two things at the same time. They're not exclusive.
Out of shape, but also my body was actively fighting against me moving. So it's just changed the entire way I see my journey, the entire way I see myself, and it kind of the only way through is through. So I have to just like feel all these things and experience all these things while just
this does at least this top fits okay. I don't know what's going on below the waist. I hope that it's not too skin tight, but at least this top is decent. This actually looks pretty good on her, this top. I'll be fair. This top is about as flattering as anything I've seen on her.
Waiting a treatment that should work, but may not. And that's
Descartes.
That's scary too. Like, it's a big deal. It's not a 5-minute procedure. But now I feel like it's
obesity.
My only hope because I can't live like this. I mean, all I want.
And is it possible also, Anna says she's had all this pain recently. Is it possible that this is because all of that high impact exercise has caused injury? Is it possible that you've worn down your knees? Is it possible you've sprained something? Is it possible you've damaged some cartilage in your knees or your elbows or your hips from doing all of these lunges and other exercises, which you're not in shape to do? Remember when Anna said she would do her lunges as a warm-up and she was wobbling and she looked like she was ready to tip over from the very first rep? If she really was doing those exercises, she was doing damage to her body. Those exercises were not safe at her weight. So after a year of doing those exercises that her body is in pain, it makes sense if it's true.
Is to move. And I can't do what I want to do. I can't live the life I want to live. Okay, so I'm going to touch from here all the way up. These, good like point. If you can see, they're literally like drags. So these are pockets of lipidemic fat here. And those are part of the condition.
I accept that. I don't dispute that, Anna. I accept that.
And when I push the skin together, you can see those pebbles. You can see those are the lipedemic cells. So that's what's causing me the pain. This actually freaking hurts, but I think it's important to show people what it looks like. So it looks like that. I have a lot of pain here, and especially right here. If I sit in a chair and this touches the side of the chair, it will physically be painful. And I can't, one of the saddest things I can't do right now is I love having my dog sit on my lap. I'm still doing it. I should not be doing it, but it's very painful to have any.
And I just want to point out one other thing. Remember how Anna was talking the other week about how she was always wearing her compression socks and her compression gear? I'm thinking, does anybody even remember the last time they saw her wearing anything to cover her legs? She doesn't wear her compression gear. She doesn't do it. Like, at least she doesn't ever do it in the videos.
pressure here. If I lightly drag like this,
Oh, and
fine.
that's, yeah, I remember the other video. I saw this when I watched the other day. She said that she sized out of the compression gear. Okay. Anna spends how many thousands of dollars a month buying new clothes? She could get some custom fitted gear for her lipedema that is destroying her life. She could spend thousands of dollars a month on new clothes, but she couldn't spend whatever it cost to get some compression garments that were in her size.
Time I put any pressure, it starts to really hurt. Okay, so on the arms, I have a combination of loose skin and lipedema. So
now this is lipedema. What part of your body is not lipedema, Anna? Are you gonna show us every square inch of your body and claim that every bit of it? And I'm not gonna try to argue with her about what's lipedema and what's not, but you can't be 100% lipedema. There must be some part of your body that's not lipedema.
Predominantly my lipedema, and as you can see, when we squeeze it, we get a weird texture again. I don't know if it's not as easy to squeeze here because there's some loose skin as well.
Fast forward a couple days, we were able to get some support from Dr. Amron's team and to actually meet with an occupational therapist who specializes in basically writing to insurance the ways that,
I mean, I will agree. It does not look fun. It does not look pleasant. And I don't envy her situation in that as far as that goes.
or mobility and quality of life has been affected by lipedema. So that took us through a definitely more formal process.
And a lipedema.
I'm just going to let you guys watch it. It was a very
welcome in, Diana.
Hard experience for me. And I think if you're going through this process and you decide to do
Denise, she could at least oh, welcome in, Denise. I don't know if I welcomed you in earlier. But she could skip some of those clothing hauls, right? She buys so much stuff for herself.
Something like this assessment to help with your insurance. Just know going into it that it will shock you and it will be hard.
So I don't know what has been explained to you as far as the functional capacity eval goes, but the purpose is, oh, great. Then this will give me a chance to kind of explain what we're doing. So the purpose is so we can see if you have any functional limitations because of the lipedema. So we're going to be looking at things like your range of motion, your strength, cardiovascular fitness, how you're
right here. This person here, I don't know if this is actually Dr. David Aaron or Amron, or if this is somebody who works in Dr. David's office. This could be Dr. David. I don't know. But either way, that's who this is presented as.
Body composition is meaning like, are your feet flat? Are you getting enough range of motion at the knee? What is that looking like in terms of hip and back? That kind of stuff, because they're all linked together. If one, are you going
to treat it with some compression garments?
Is off, it can affect the alignment down the line. I wanted to ask you, have you been doing any kind of conservative therapy? I'm sure you have conservative therapy as far as for your lymphatics, MLD, the pump, anything like that.
Exactly. I don't have the pump. So because I was losing weight, I wore full compression for a while. Then I basically sized out of it.
Okay.
And then
yeah, there you go. So this is where she says it. I watched this earlier just so I would know what I was watching. And yeah, she says right there, I love how the lady says, so I'm sure you've tried it. I'm sure you've used it, right? Like the way she's leading her in what to say. That's one thing I kind of stood out to me about this doctor or whomever this woman is that's doing the interview. She's very leading with her questions. She says things like, oh, I'm sure you've done it, right? I'm sure you've done that already. I'm sure you've done everything possible, right? What is she supposed to say to that? And she says, well, actually, I sized out of it. No, I haven't actually. So let's listen to this interaction again.
The alignment, if one is off, it can affect the alignment down the line. I wanted to ask you, have you been doing any kind of conservative therapy? I'm sure you have conservative therapy as far as for your lymphatics, MLD, the pump, anything like that.
I don't have the pump. So because I was
so first one says, did you be doing this pump? She says, no, I don't have the pump. I don't even know what the pump is. But apparently Anna's lipedema is so serious and such a major thing in her life, and she gets all these treatments for it. But not that one. That one, yeah, getting the pump, whatever that. Nah, I didn't get that. I didn't get the pump.
I was losing weight. I wore full compression for a while, but then I basically sized out of it.
Yeah, she's been doing everything except the pump. Didn't do that. Oh, and the compression gear? Well, I sized out of that. I haven't been doing that either.
Okay. And then I had a problem finding gear that actually fit.
Okay.
So it was on my list to purchase new gear or get custom gear made.
So it was on my list to get some new gear made, but I didn't. But it was on my list. She's clearly done everything she possibly can. It's her body that betrayed her.
And now I'm going into surgery, so it's kind of a moot point.
Sure.
It's a mute point. It's a mute point. Of course, a mute point. I wish I had the mute button then. Anyway, what was she saying? I got distracted.
Made.
Yes. So why even bother getting the compression garments made? Now she's going to get surgery. She doesn't need to do anything else. They're going to fix it all for her.
Oh, I'm going into surgery, so it's kind of a moot point.
Sure.
Do you wear compression socks a lot? Anytime, especially now in the summer because it's so much worse.
Mhm.
I know how to do basic lymphatic massage on myself and dry brushing.
So
she says, I know how to. Okay. So how much have you been doing it? So in other words, the woman said, I'm sure you've been doing all this stuff. And her answer was, actually, I haven't. I was planning to buy some of it, but I didn't. But I do know how to do it. Okay. Well, you're just awesome, Anna. You're doing everything. You're a lipedema warrior. You're doing everything you can to help yourself. It's your body that betrayed you.
I'm going to just ask you a couple of questions in regards to your extremities. Do your legs feel heavy and tired by the end of the day?
Yes, all the time.
Does elevation alleviate pain or swelling?
It helps a little, but I wouldn't say
Apparently, she hasn't bothered to get the pump. Apparently, that's something that she's not interested in.
that's like a magical cure.
Looks like you've done all of those things. Oh gosh, you've like done everything. You've done everything.
What do you mean?
Meaning like you've done
This lady says you've done everything. She literally said she hasn't done anything. She said, I don't have the pump. I don't have the compression garments. I know how to do the other stuff. So in other words, she said, I haven't done any of the stuff. She hasn't done any of it. And the lady's saying to her, wow, you've done everything. You've done everything. You're so amazing.
things. Oh gosh, you've like done everything.
Oh gosh,
you've done everything.
done everything. You're amazing.
Meaning like you've done every conservative measure, like you've done the dry brushing, the self MLD, you don't have the pump yet, but you're working on that. You've been wearing compression. You
don't have the pump yet, but you're working on it. What do you mean working on it? It was over a year ago. She said she said she's not getting it. How long is it going to take to work on it? You've done everything. You're still working on it. You were wearing the compression gear. This lady is going to, this is a perfect example of a rubber stamp. This woman is going, it doesn't matter what Anna says. This woman is going to approve her for surgery because Anna has already been approved as an ambassador for the surgery center. They're not going to turn her down for surgery after they've already paid her to endorse the program.
Exercising, you've been doing the diet, like you've done everything right.
You've been doing the diet, you've been doing everything right, Anna. You've been doing everything. You're just awesome.
That's
crazy.
It's your body that betrayed you.
So like I am strong, and the thing that's most frustrating to me about this illness is all I want to do is be more active. I started my health journey to be more active, and I still have things I can't do. And I am pissed about it because I have spent 2 years doing everything right. And all it's done is made me fall in love.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 2 years doing everything right, but you didn't get the pump. You haven't gotten any of the compression. You don't wear the compression gear. You don't really seem to be dieting or exercising. Like you don't seem to really be doing any of the stuff that you're supposed to be doing. So why do you, I don't get it, Anna.
With being active, and now my body won't let me do the thing I love. And that is so cruel. It's so unfair.
We're going to start doing some of the more physical testing.
It's not an easy fix. Unfortunately, I wish that it was something that just automatically worked, because I wish there was an easy fix, but unfortunately there isn't.
It's okay with you.
Okay, yeah.
I've tried to set this up so we can go between walking and then looking at your arms, just to give you a little bit of a break in between so you can kind of rest a little bit.
Yeah.
So the first test that I'm going to have you do is you're going to be sitting in some type of chair. You're going to put your arms on your chest like this.
I'm not familiar with all the details, but it sounds to me like Anna's not been doing any of this stuff like she's supposed to. This doctor or this person who works with the doctor, whoever they are, has been telling Anna she's doing everything right, but it sounds like she says she didn't. No, I get you, Angel. No, it's a good point.
And you're going to stand up and sit down, and I'm going to see how many.
But she doesn't need one. She has Copilot. Remember that app that she got? She's a sponsored athlete by Copilot. She doesn't need a physical therapist. She's Foodie 2.0. In some ways, she's even more impressive.
Many times you can do it in a 30-second interval, okay?
Oh God, my knees are bad today. Like functionally I can do the movement, but it hurts. Do I have to keep doing it?
As many as you can in the 30 seconds, but if you need a break, you can.
It just hurts. Like my knee joints are really bad.
If you need to stop and rest, okay.
It's like, I don't like, in my mind, I'm like, I'll just keep going.
Zeta.
Agree. But the top of my knee is really bad.
So the next test I'm going to have you do, this one's kind of, it may seem a little bit funny looking, but it's going to help me understand if you've got some nerve involvement in your arms. Okay. So what you're going to do is you are going to hold your hands like
I'm
this.
actually going to skip ahead through a little bit of this because it's getting a little bit late. I want to get to the.
We had the assessment. A lot of things became really clear. First and foremost, some of the things that I thought were weight-related problems probably were a little bit weight-related problems, but were also lipedema problems.
Okay. Okay, Anna, that is the closest I've heard her say anything that sounds reasonable, at least. That sounds reasonable. It sounds like you have a problem with obesity, and it sounds like you also have a problem with lipedema. It sounds like you have both. Why you refuse to do anything about your obesity whatsoever is a bigger question for me.
Second thing that I realized is that I had some pain that had come to progress in my arms that I did not have previously. And it was now affecting my range of motion as well as my strength. Third thing I noticed is, especially being off the Wegovy, is that my joints were a little bit more hyperextended and that I was starting to cheat back how I used to walk, which is locking my legs and hyperextending so that I don't have to distribute the weight on my knee at all.
You're doing awesome. You're almost in a minute.
Okay, if she's been walking like this, it's no question why her legs hurt. She's walking completely stiff-legged. She says she regressed, but I don't remember ever see her walking with her knees. She's always walked like this, very stiff-legged. And when you walk stiff-legged, it's going to put a lot more strain on your back, on your knees, on the rest of you.
Amazing. This is the one thing I feel like I can do. Yeah. Because it doesn't really hit me until a mile in that I
It's
hurt.
true, Nirvana.
It's weird. It's that mile marker that typically doesn't. So at this point in the walking exercise, and I had been feeling great. Like I was freaking.
I could believe that. I could believe that at some point. I do believe that she did complete the 5K. I believe she completed it. I'm sure she completed it, at least from what she showed. But that was her peak. And she tried to act like that was a bad day for her. Like, well, it was a little bit slow. I was tired that day, but I do 2 miles every day. Like it's no big deal. When in reality, it seemed like that was the longest she had ever walked. And which is great, but I think that was it. I think that was the end. I don't think that was the beginning. I think she quit after that.
This is where the physical therapist tells me that my gait is incorrect, that I've regressed. And as you can see,
I thought she was doing I thought she only did the physical, did the app. I was not aware she had a trainer. But thank you for letting me know that. I was not aware.
I don't take it well. In fact, you don't really see this, but I actually asked the cameras to be stopped. And I just uncontrollably slobbed in the corner for a little while because it really sucked. That moment probably hurt the most because I knew there were other issues, but I still believed I had that one thing. And then I realized I didn't.
It's okay to feel sad.
I just feel like what? Everything sucks again.
So here she's going to walk and cry. And there's this old man over here. We saw him in another clip doing shoulder presses, it looks like.
But it also just means I've been masking a lot of stuff. So yeah. I think this moment, and this is why I'm sharing this video, was the moment that I realized that I wasn't crazy for doing the surgery. I had emotionally been going through a lot of different things. I think when you get gaslit about your body and especially when you get gaslit by the internet, to be really honest, and I can't wait.
She's being gaslit by the internet. Yeah, right? They're saying things to her like, eat right, get some exercise,
to see the videos that come out of this, because they always do. People are gonna say things about this. That's how the internet works. And I know that, and I know that going into this. But I think this was the moment where I realized that it just wasn't in my head. It wasn't something I made up, and that I was really able to put that commentary to the side and basically be like, screw you guys, I really do need this done. And it honestly made going into LA easier, the surgery part of it, which again, we're going to share with you guys in a later video, because I now knew that if I didn't do it, that this was going to be my reality, except worse. And
well, the 5K was good. I when she did it, I said good for her completing it. I just don't, the part where she claimed that she was walking almost as much every single day was unbelievable to me. But the 5K itself was good. I was glad to see that. I just feel like it was very performative, and I don't think she did anything afterward. But it was good but doing it was good. I don't dispute that.
I wasn't willing to accept that reality. To be really honest, I'm not willing to accept a life where I have a loss of mobility.
I didn't see who it
where
was.
I can't
I'm sorry.
run, where I can't have adventures, where I can't hike, where I
really
can't
didn't
swim,
see who it
where I
was.
can't just live the way I want to live. That's what this whole journey has been about.
You know what? To be fair, I really didn't even see who it was.
to this point, if you've been following my health journey, was getting back to the things I love and enjoy. I've had a taste of that over the last 2 years, and I am definitely not willing to give it up. So while it was emotionally very difficult to have to see the actual flaws in my body and what it's capable of right in front of me with a mirror that I could not look away from, it was ultimately super important because it helped me be so confident going into that surgery.
That's not a bad idea, Nirvana. I think, you know what? I think maybe in a future episode, I think I might try to do that. If anybody in the chat here wants to volunteer for a future episode, hey, let me know. Yeah, but I would be open to bringing somebody on to discuss it. I think that would be a good idea.
This was my only option. That there was no more conservative treatments, that there was no magic from Wegovy, that like this had to be dealt with. So I felt it was really important to show this because if A, you're wondering if you really need it, this is a great way to do it. B, it helps with insurance, makes it a lot easier for getting claims in. And C, I think that checking in with your body before surgery to get a real knowledge of what is and is not possible will make, for me, understanding the results of the surgery a lot easier and will make me value those results. And I wanted to make sure that I had, that's why we kind of filmed our own version in the beginning, that I had something that just was a reminder that when the days get hard and things are tough at the end, I'm going to be able to look back and see tangible changes in the way my body moves, functions, and feels. I'm sad.
Okay, so it's basically over. Let's see the end of this here.
It's a little sore, which is weird. I mean, I know I've said this to you because you don't know me.
Oh no, that is a woman. That's a woman over there. Okay, you know what? There was an old man in another picture. That's what it was. There was an old man earlier in the video, but that's a different person.
But
there's more than one person in the gym.
The degradation in what I can do is really overwhelming for me. About 2 days ago, I tried to do pigeon pose, a stretch that I really used to love, and I physically can't even get my body into it anymore.
Okay.
I said this to my friend the other night, but I think it's the reality of it. I'm sorry, you're not my therapist, and now you're.
No, you know what? I am a therapist. I'm an occupational therapist.
There you go. I think I got very lucky that Wegovy helped me so much with inflammation and pain. But I'm kind of glad that this is happening because it makes me realize I do really need to do the surgery now. Because
water aerobics is
I am
great.
An incredibly active person.
Water aerobics for anybody who's heavy to the point where they think that going in the gym and a more traditional exercise program might be a bit too much. Water aerobics is a great place to start.
To see this much mobility, and I'm sure there's patients who are in worse states than I am, but like for me, this is a huge step down from where I was. Just like
it is.
I think normal. It sounds to me like you're grieving the loss of your mobility or what you thought you had gained, and I think
okay, there was an old man too. There you go.
And I seen your Instagram page and how much fun that you have on there.
I can't even do that anymore. That's the thing. Yeah. It's part of me being taken away.
Does she really get all that stuff for free? If she does get it for free, then good for her. But I'm surprised.
Yeah. Lipedema's taken a lot from you, and I'm excited that you're going to start taking back from it. You're going to take your life back.
Sorry, I didn't expect to be this much.
And of course, Anna's crying again.
Do you know what? Totally normal. This is totally normal. It's sometimes it's hard being on. I have to say it's hard being a therapist because sometimes you show people their deficits, and that's not. It's hard. It's hard for you to see it.
It's like I've been hit by it like so many times in the last week.
Anna keeps crying every 5 minutes. This one's a little zoomed out, but I'm not seeing tears on this one either. And I'm not saying every time you get upset, you have to be bawling in tears, but I've never seen a tear.
It's like because I feel like the last of that medicine is out. So like more and more range of motion keeps going. So like, first it was not being able to do anything high impact. So it was the jumping and the running were gone. Then it was like lifting weights would exhaust me so much that I like
never stops crying.
Literally, like the last week, I'm bench pressing 25 pounds, and the next week I can't even do like 10. And it's like, how did that happen in a week?
Yeah,
it's just like
I like that she's doing something. I just feel like Anna's not being honest about how much she does. I think she had a little period where she was doing a decent amount of exercise, but that seemed to be a very short period of time.
Every week something new kind of slowly breaks down, and I think I'm just sick of like constantly seeing that as I progress towards the surgery. And again, I keep trying to remind myself that it's just more proof that I need to do it, but it sucks.
Right.
Because I know I'm gonna have to start from the literal beginning after surgery to get back to what I love to do, and that took me like a year to get there in the first place, and it's all gone. So yeah, that is the start of this journey. I will be sharing updates as fast as we can get them done. Please be patient.
Well, you know, I think that's fair. That's fair, Net Detective. And I'm going to say this: I'm not somebody who shames people for crying. It's just, it seems like she cries literally every single video. That's what it is. Like, I think that I actually think it's good to be able to be honest and to be able to show some emotion. I don't think that's a bad thing. But it just seems manipulative because she's crying in every single video and we never see any tears. And that's what it is. Like, if she's really upset, you know, it is what it is. But the fact that she puts it in every single video makes it feel very manipulative to me. That's I guess the part I have an issue with. I don't have an issue with her being upset and crying. I have an issue with the way that I feel like she tries to use it to manipulate.
With me, I am tired. My brain is very much just a soup. It's just messy. And so if this is a little bit of a ramble, it's probably is a little bit of a ramble because I'm not 100% yet, and I won't be for a while. But I felt this content was important, and I wanted to share it as quickly as I was able. So that's why I'm here doing this today.
So this is it. Thank you, everybody.
Guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of the day.
We're going to send you off
I'm
to
going to
Hannibal.
go take a nap now, and I will see you later with the next installment.
All right. Okay, so let me close it out. So I'm going to send you folks off to Hannibal. Thank you very much. You've been an awesome audience. I appreciate every single one of you. I really appreciate all the wonderful chat as always. Anybody watching the replay, feel free to leave a comment. Lurkers also, I forgot to say thank you to all the lurkers. You folks are awesome. And what else? Thank you, mods. Thank you, lurkers. Thank you, chatters. Thank you, people watching the replay. Thank you, Skinny Queen. Thank you, Kidney J. Thank you, all the creators who I'm friendly with. I'm sure I missed some people, but thank you, everybody. Have a blessed night, a wonderful night. I will see you all around. See you all next week. Or I'll see you all in Hannibal's probably. Or I'll see you around, wherever. All right. All right, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night. Let me put on my little music and I'll turn it off. Very welcome. Very welcome. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Thank you. You're all very welcome. Thank you. Good night.